We are going to do a story called The Empty Seat. It is about silent courage in very normal situations. It was a warm Wednesday morning, and the city bus was completely packed. 14-year-old Amina had managed to grab a seat near the window. She sat, hugging her school bag, her heart already beating fast because the first lesson was a huge history test. The air smelled like coffee and wet raincoats. Someone's music leaked from their headphones. A baby was crying somewhere at the front. At the next stop, the doors opened and an old man stepped in very slowly. White hair, shaking hands, a small plastic bag in one fist. He looked left and right. Every seat was taken. People suddenly found their phone extremely interesting. Some stared out at the rain like it was the most beautiful thing in the world. The old man held the metal pole. The bus pulled away and he swayed, almost falling. Amina felt her stomach twist. She was the youngest person on the bus. Standing up now meant 10 more stops on tired legs. Arriving at school, hot and aching, just minutes before the test started. Everyone else was pretending nothing was happening. A schoolgirl wasn't expected to do anything. She could stay sitting, nobody would blame her. But she saw the old man's fingers turn white on the pole. Amina stood up fast, before she could change her mind. "Please, sir, take my seat," she said, quiet but clear. Heads turned. A few people smiled. The old man looked at her like she had just given him the moon. "Thank you, my child," he whispered, his voice cracking a little, and he sat down with a long, relieved breath. Amina held the rail for the rest of the ride. Her legs hurt, her arms ached, but something warm and bright kept growing inside her chest, bigger than any pain. When the bus reached school, she stepped off, tired and a little sweaty. Yet, the moment she walked into class, she felt strangely calm. That the history test that had terrified her all week suddenly felt possible. She even smiled while writing the answers. That same afternoon, on the ride home, something beautiful happened. An older woman with heavy shopping bags got on. Before anyone else could look away, a boy younger than Amina jumped up. "Here, Grandma, take my seat," he said proudly. Amina watched him and felt the warm feeling again, bigger this time. One quiet act of courage on a crowded bus had traveled further than the bus itself. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is simply stand up so someone else doesn't have to. Question number 1. Why was it actually hard for Amina to stand up, even though to us it looks like the obvious thing to do? First of all, it was difficult for her because she was young and nobody else was doing it. She was also stressed about her history test, right? And standing meant 10 long stops on tired legs. Everyone else was ignoring the situation, so she had to act alone against the silence of the crowd. And even though in this story it's just standing up for somebody else, it doesn't matter how small or how big the situation is. It is about acting, taking the courage to do something different than the crowd, against the silence of the crowd. Yes, people looking down at their phone, ignoring, staring outside. Question number 2. What was the warm and bright feeling in her chest? I think it was a feeling of quiet pride that comes from doing something kind, even when it's inconvenient. She put herself in an uncomfortable position, but she is doing the right thing for someone else. The quiet feeling of pride. Her body was tired, but her heart felt lighter. Question number 3. Why did the younger boy offer his seat later? Mina's small action inspired him to act kindly when he had the chance. Maybe his mom taught him well. If there's an elderly person, you stand up for them. At least we know, like Amina, he is courageous. And sometimes the right thing is something small like this, standing up for your elderly. I have one more question for you, the thought-provoking question. Please do your best to answer this question in the comments down below and share your thoughts with us. Be honest. Think of a time on a bus, train, or in any public space when someone clearly needed a seat or any kind of help and almost nobody reacted. Did you stay quiet or did you do something? How do you feel about your choice now? And would you act differently today?